So, this one you're going to care the least about. I'll just say this up front. And obviously I will because, well, who is Kamui? I don't know. I'm freaking the Sound Village's #1 fan. I love Village. Everyone loves the Akatsuki, but I don't feel like anybody loves the Sound Village as much as I do. And I'm not just talking about the Sound 5. I'm not just talking about Kamui. I'm including Yovoi and Mizumi. I'm including Dosuzaku and Keen. I'm even including the no-name sound guys who chased after Naruto and got caught by Asuma and Shikamaru. Okay. I'm the Sound Village's #1 fan. I'm also Genma, well, alongside Daigo and Oodie, Genma's #1 fan. So you can already imagine. Of course I'm going to do a rewrite about this. So, Genma, Rhino, Iwashi, and Shizune aren't getting back from a mission and tired and low on chakra. They just set out on their mission, actually, and are as fresh as can be.
So for reference, should probably note for the non-hyper fans that aren't you and me, this is at the beginning of the Sasuke retrieval arc. What you're referencing.
Yes. You know, when they fight the Sound 4.
Yeah.
So furthermore, all 4 will fight the Sound 4, not just Genma and Rhino. How will they survive? Simple. Shizune will use what she learned from Kabuto and Tsunade's Lee surgery, which was based on what she learned from Kabuto to just barely save herself from dying, allowing her to then heal the others just enough to save them from dying as well.
Shizune isn't as strong as Kabuto/Kakashi, but she is strong, and a lot of people forget this. She was someone Kabuto was wary of and did almost get the drop on him once, and Orochimaru did want Kabuto to take her out before the Tsunade confrontation. Do you like the way I say that word, by the way? only half the time so I say it like that. So she is one of the strongest Jonin in the village realistically, as she should be as Tsunade's assistant and student, just like Anko should be and is in other rewrites. It goes without saying that Genma is the strongest guy ever, after Kimimaro, and his eternal rival Raibo as well. Who cares about Iwashi anyway? Screw him! I'm pretty sure I already rewrote him in a different...
This whole this part is...
just the really screw him part.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna search... You keep reading, but I'm going to search Screw Iwashi because I'm pretty sure I wrote that exact same thing somewhere in a different Iwashi rewrite. Yeah, I did.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure I already rewrote him in a different rewrite, but I'm going to rewrite him again right now, unplanned, on the fly. Just replace him with Anko. Instantly cooler. I agree.
Okay, this is really funny. So I did search this. We don't have to do the full rewrite, but because this rewrite had to do with the other rewrite, which we can segue to real quick if you want. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Okay, search. I wanted to do a certain thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's already up there. Okay, it's the one right there. You can see it in the background.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
it's funny though because of course I did mention Anko in this at the end. That's funny. So I wanted to do a certain thing with this rewrite, but was not sure what to do with Guy. But I'll take you through my thought process because it was kind of funny. So why is Genma and Rhino and later Iwashi actually chosen as the Hokage guards? Well, let's actually address it and make them cooler by doing so. Minato chose the best member of each team in Kakashi's generation. So at first, it's Kakashi, Guy, Genma, and Rhino, and maybe one more like Anko if you want to fit. Eventually, however, Kakashi is moved to the Anbu. However, what does Guy do? After all, there's even an anime-only scene of Guy begging to join the Anbu so he can be by Kakashi's side, and Danzo says no, because Guy doesn't have the darkness for it. So Minato's probably not sending Guy to the Anbu. Meanwhile, Guy does seem like a pretty effective bodyguard. But we can't just leave Guy here, right? So here's what I came up with. Guy asked to leave the Hokage guard squad because he doesn't want to be left behind by his eternal rival. And Minato chuckles and admires Guy's passion, and because Minato is so nice, he just agrees and assigns Guy missions specifically to help Guy keep up with Kakashi. Minato knows the drill with these two. So now, real quick. As technically stupid as that is, I just feel like in character, they would do this. Minato and Guy would do this. Do you agree?
It would be such a stupid... So I agree. They would do this. It'd be such a stupid scene, but so entertaining for the audience, and we would eat that shit up.
Exactly.
The only problem is, in universe, this would be the stupidest thing of all time.
Okay, you say that, but nothing's dumber than Minato not having his bodyguards there for Kushina's birth.
Whereas you're not wrong. I mean, he did have Anbu there. He was surprised that Madara got through the Anbu. Or was it the ceiling? I think it was just the ceiling. He didn't even mention the Anbu. Which, what do you mean? So, what happened there? It's not there wasn't a barrier. It was a seal, right? That's what... And he just, obviously, he just phased through it. But, like, could you just not walk through it? Like, what was there?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I thought he said barrier, but I don't remember. No. I thought he said barrier, not seal.
Either way.
Well, either way, yeah, it might technically be stupid, but these characters would do this in character. It's so funny. I am so down for it.
Whereas I agree. It's just so stupid in universe because, one, that's not what a bodyguard is supposed to be. Like Minato wouldn't just want the not strongest guy, or the strongest guy not protecting. That's the point of the strongest people in this rewrite, being the bodyguards. Likewise, Guy wouldn't just say, screw you, Hokage, I'm not protecting you, I'm gonna be selfish.
Okay, but at the same time,
you can die for all I care.
But it's okay, they got replacements. But the problem is they would do this, and I thought I just love it too much. I don't care how dumb it is, technically speaking. I love it.
Yeah, I could see the scene.
So now it's just Genma and Raido, and from here, you can either just leave it as just these two, and nobody replace them, or you can have someone replace them, such as Anko, Hayate, Iwashi, or someone else. Personally, this is the reason we're doing this. I say screw Iwashi, since he's just a chunin during the chunin exams and isn't cool and only seems weak and isn't a character, and who cares about Iwashi? He can just be a proctor in the exams, and that's it. Anko would make the coolest guard, but Hayate can work too, or just do both. Anko is actually interesting solely for the fact that she was a Orochimaru student, interesting, and she was the one to say, if only the fourth were still alive when Orochimaru was in the forest of death, which becomes more interesting when she was also Minato's bodyguard and knows him well and how strong he is. Also the fact that, Shizune is going to be Tsunade's student and eventually one of the bodyguards. So you can have these students, the Anko and Shizune.
That also works for that later Anko Hiruzen scene when Hiruzen's like, are you evil, Anko? And Anko's like, I don't think so. And Hiruzen's like, oh, okay, cool. That's it.
So Anko basically will have personal connections on all sides, so she does make a good guard there.
I think if we were going to do that, I think that's brilliant. I think I would rewrite the Anko line to say, oh, if only the fourth Hokage was still here. She would be like blaming herself during that line, like, oh, if only I was strong enough to protect the fourth Hokage back then.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yes, yeah, I would tweak that line. You put this rewrite in mind. And that does work the same way as, it's another way of saying, if only the fourth Hokage was still alive, but now you're adding more of a depth to the line, because it's not just that, it's also, if only I was strong.
Especially, you could even develop that further. In a later scene, you could have something like Anko saying, oh, I couldn't protect the fourth, but Lord Third, I swear I'll protect you. Then obviously the third dies. Then you can pay that off somewhere even later down the line.
It may be good for that Tenchi Bridge rewrite with Anko there. You could carry it forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be good for maybe the pain arc if she protects Tsunade. Anko's the reason Tsunade doesn't die there for one reason or the other.
That could work, yeah. I mean, they already have a purple-haired lady there named Yugao, and put Anko there.
Exactly.
I mean, Anko is going after Kabuto, but it doesn't matter at the time. Until we think
Yeah.
the scene.
Literally.
But it continues. So, since Hayate and Anko are actually younger than Kakashi and the others, despite what Obito thinks, shout out Sage, apparently, you can just have Anko and Hayate replace Guy and Kakashi after Kakashi and Guy were bodyguards for like 2 years now. So now Anko and Hayate are the age when Kakashi and Guy first started. And Genma and Raido become the 2 experienced guys of the squad, with Genma as the leader, of course. It's the Shizune's on the squad in the Sasuke retrieval mission, and is Tsunade's advisor, and aside from everything anyway, she makes the perfect Hayate replacement after he dies in the Chunin exams. Anko and Shizune also make an interesting pair because, okay, I already said that earlier, but because Orochimaru and Tsunade students. That would make you say, okay, then we should have Minato in this squad, but yes, whatever, it's fine.
I love how you're just using the most nothing random data book thing of all time to like excusably justify. well, they're younger there, so it works. It's like, okay.
They don't need to be younger at all.
It's just using the series as it already is in the most random.
I'm really doing it so I can throw shade at what Obito thinks.
I love it.
But anyway,
I agree.
With that in mind, screw Iwashi and back to the other rewrite.
See if this
get my yeah.
Okay. Good.
All right, here we go. Instantly cooler. Okay. So now the third paragraph is where
we're paragraph. Okay.
I'm just gonna let you go because
you just did that whole thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna rewrite Iwashi right now, unplanned on the fly. Just replace it with Anko instantly cool. Okay, never mind. So this isn't. Okay, that was just the whole rewrite. I thought that was gonna be this paragraph.
No, yeah. This is back to the rewrite.
Yeah. So Genma okay, so again, this is the rewrite for rewriting Genma.
It's rewriting Sound 4 versus the best of the Leaf.
Yeah, exactly. Genma is the leader of the squad, and without rewriting the Sound 4, Sakon does take the most leadership role and is the one who does the toothpick kunai, whatever spawn jutsu clash with Genma, and does fight on his side anyway. So
what I mean by on his side is in the manga panel and the anime still frame but animated effect thing. You see Sakon and Tayuya, I believe, are on Genma's side, and Kitamaru and Jirobe are on Raido's side. So
that is
basically just say
question.
Without changing it too much. If you really want to change it, you can, but without doing that.
Yeah. So Genma fights Sakon and Ukon because he fights too, because he's cool.
Yeah. That's the reason right there. I love that.
Yes. Raido fights Kitamaru, who's on that side anyways. Unless we want Anko to fight him. Shizune fights...
So this is, if Anko's there, you can do, like, Snake versus Spider.
Shizune fights Tayuya for girl versus girl is funny. And chakra control expert, Genjutsu girl. Okay, that works. And okay. With this expert medic. Okay, and then Iwashi fights Jirobe, just because who cares about Iwashi? Or Anko fights Jirobe if doing that rewrite. Or Raido fights Jirobe if Anko fights Kitamaru. Okay.
Yeah, so realistically, I would say Anko versus Kitamaru and Raido versus Jirobe. But if Iwashi's there, Iwashi's fighting Jirobe.
So I have a compromise that I think would be best for the story here. So Anko works, Genma works, obviously. Let's remove Raido and have Iwashi. Why am I saying this? In this
he's gonna fight Jirobe to run to the back.
That's funny. In this rewrite, so Shizune is also here too. She can fight, that works too. Unless you want to do the medical ninja rules thing to where Shizune intensely doesn't fight, does her stupid thing.
No, Shizune fights, bro.
Okay,
she fought Kabuto.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that.
Okay, fair.
She's broken the third rule or whatever.
Yeah, screw the rules. She's the real Naruto here.
She learned from Kabuto. We're giving her a pseudo Kabuto healing ability. It doesn't have to be as good, but she's gotten better.
Yeah, Naruto narratively wasn't the one that needed to be the one to break the rules. It was Shizune.
Okay, real quick. So Shizune's gonna lose, but I just thought of a cool idea for Shizune. So you know how she has those like needles she shoots out of her like crossbow arm thing?
Yeah.
So what she's gonna do with it during the fight, that's obviously off screen anyway, and this isn't gonna be on screen at all, but we're gonna make it on screen right now. Is she's gonna plug the flute holes with her senbon. It's the thing that's her standout moment of the fight when she does that.
I love that. That's so funny. That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Good. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, so what I was gonna suggest, screw Raido, he doesn't need to be here because we love him and he's actually strong and good, and if he was here, they would just win. Iwashi, especially in this rewrite, is gonna be the newbie. He sucks and he's complaining and he's the tired one, even though they just started the mission. He's gonna be exhausted.
That's funny.
He's exhausted from leaving the village. He's like the scrawny guy who's like carrying everyone's luggage and everything. So he's the weakened one. You know, he's not the special Jonin. He's the Chunin who's training to be special Jonin. So he's like the pupil here who's being the... I need more words for a week, just synonyms for a week.
Okay, real quick. Also, either these guys aren't special Jonin, or special Jonin means they're like beyond Jonin. Like they're special Jonin.
I think they should be.
That just goes without saying. We're not gonna pull any of this bullshit.
Yeah. So that's the thing to where, and I've already read a lot of this next part to where I agree with it, but I'm gonna throw you a caveat. Despite being really strong Orochimaru guys who should be able to just beat freaking OP guys anyways, what if it's to where Genma and Shizune and Anko just are winning? Raido's not here. Iwashi's gonna be here. Iwashi is losing and holding the team back and gets injured, so Shizune has to go heal him. And then the other two have to like be distracted or whatever to save Iwashi's life. You know, because they're not gonna, no, because they are pulling a Kakashi's daddy. It's just screwed. Their mission. They gotta save their comrade's life.
Like what you're doing here. I'm gonna offer you a compromise to your idea. Okay. It's a simple one, and I don't think it really takes away. I think it will sufficiently do the same thing. Technically, it's Kishimoto's 3% is what you're gonna lose here, but I think the majority is maintained, and it keeps the majority of what I said. Because these are the best of the Leaf anyway, so it's
right,
fine
yeah. So Genma is just effortlessly beating all of them with one of his hands tied behind his back. You know, 1v4, and then Iwashi over here gets he jumps in front of Shizune's senbon and poisons himself. And so Genma, being the gracious deity he is, has to rush Iwashi back to the village.
All right, so besides that obvious contender, what I was going to say is the other three are equal. It is dead even. Dead even between Sakon, Uka, and Genma. Dead even between Anko and Kinamaru. Dead even between Shizune and Tayuya. But Iwashi is losing to Jirobo.
Obviously in their first Dark Stage 2 forms.
Yes. That's where we're going to count that in their fight. But so they're dead even. But then Iwashi's losing, and that's why the Sound 4 are going to get the advantage.
Okay.
That way, you're still going to keep the same elements of what you said, while letting Orochimaru's guys be just as strong as the best of the Leaf. That's still hype for both of them. Orochimaru's top men, Leaf's top men. They're equal.
I think something that could be cool, narratively that could be cool, you can incorporate a little bit of my ideas to where the reason the Leaf retreat instead of continuing to go after them isn't because they're defeated, because like we're saying, they're even. It is because Iwashi loses, and they do want to prioritize their comrade. Unlike the Sound 4, we can just say, I don't care which one. One of them does get injured, and the other three don't care. They're willing to fight and even leave their comrade behind if need be. I guess Jirobo would be best for that.
Yeah.
But like that can show like a narrative contrast between the Sound and the Leaf Ninja, which I think could be cool.
Well, that would work well, but then it kind of gets muddy with the rest of the arc. He's out injured Jirobo. Maybe that's why he's still hungry later on, I guess.
That could work, yeah. No, I think that works with Jirobo consistency-wise with like the rest of, I think really everything, honestly.
Maybe it could be why he starts saying the things he does to Choji. It's like, he's like not just venting from the implied aspect, but like literally we just saw that.
Yeah, like all the other sound ninjas have no problem with leaving Jiroba behind to deal with everyone. They don't really care, so
Yeah.
there you go. I like it.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind that either.
So
Although I do like the scene of them being defeated, and they're like, "Oh, it's not the work of Shinobi or whatever." But in this case, they wouldn't say that though because Shizune would be there fighting too. So
something that
whatever there
could be cool. I don't know if you like this. I probably like it less, but I think it's cool. Instead of them being nerfed because they went into Curse Mark Stage 2, oh, that form's so exhausting on our bodies. We can't stay in that form for long. It could be kind of cool if instead of that, they technically just did lose the fight, and that could be why they retreated. Let's just say Shizune hits them with the poison needle. They could be nerfed from that. Maybe in addition to the needle she does to plug Tayu's flute.
See, I mean, if you really want a stupid one, the poison mist, they just all inhaled a little bit. Like maybe they get the drop on the Leaf team, like they win the fight, but similar to Kankuro versus Shino, where Shino quote unquote won, but he inhaled the poison. I mean, technically speaking, no outside help. Shino dies. Kankuro doesn't, but ignoring that.
Yeah.
Just say you could also just say the South 4 are poison resistant, but they're not poison immune. So they don't die because they're poison resistant. Orochimaru dies. But that's Shizune's poison. It's powerful, so it doesn't affect them. You could do that.
Yeah, you could do that. Especially like if they retreat because they were poisoned. The other three, I guess Shizune could have an antidote, because I'd assume if it's area effect, they're probably all just going to be poisoned. Especially if Iwashi is injured in this case, Shizune's probably going to go to him. They're probably going to try and attack to be all dirty, attacking the healer when she's healing the wounded who can't fight back. They're probably going to try and do that, and that's when Shizune's going to do that, is how I imagine that scene going.
You could do that. I do really like the idea, though, of Shizune, like, learning from Kabuto and surviving what would have been lethal, thanks to what she learned in this previous arc.
Be cool, too.
And there's a lot of ways to do that scene. Overall, my main thing is, I don't want the Sound 4 to be weak, or the strong to be these tired, especially... The power scaling are stupid anyway. Get my right of this, literally the strongest dance ever. So, anyway, in this case, they're just equal. You can do the Iwashi thing, or you can remove them. Doesn't really matter. In the end, the South 4 are going to get the win one way or another, but they're not going to be weaker. Okay. So anyway, so why do this? I'll tell you why. Oh, I am not. For real, though. That's my favorite line. So I unplanned. I just was writing that as I was coming up with it. So for real, though, these are supposed to be Orochimaru's top men, excluding Kabuto and Kimimaru. And this is, the villain organization right now. The people to be afraid of. So they blatantly should be able to defeat some of the best Jonin in the Leaf Village.
By the way, remember how easily they escaped from the middle of the Leaf Village with an Orochimaru that couldn't do anything at the time. Like, it didn't even take all four of them. It's just in base, freaking base, bro. They're stalling the Anbu, making them just lose immediately.
Like, Kinomaru literally just beat them with the webs in one shot. No Jonin caught up to them.
Midair, turned backward, turned around. It's like he 360'd them. Why 360?
Literally. It's like, and then there's also the fact that Sakura Toyuya wanted to fight Kakashi, by the way. Yeah. And the fact that Kinemaro essentially one-shot the 4 Anbu with the spider webs. Now, they obviously won't be Hokage level. And also, real quick, yeah. We all know that Sakon and Tayuya would actually be Kakashi. That's not the point. That's hindsight bias. At the time, they wanted to fight him.
Well, plus in this rewrite, they would probably be a little bit more relative anyways.
Exactly. So in this rewrite, they can either be equal to Kakashi/Guy, but not stronger, or they could be a little weaker if you want Kabuto/Kakashi/Guy to be stronger. It doesn't really all that much, to be honest. Really, I think Kabuto being stronger than any of them individually makes sense, but you could have them be in the same league, but it doesn't really matter. I would probably lean towards saying 1v1, Kakashi stronger than Sakon, but not by much. kind of thing. Like Kabuto should be a little bit stronger, but not by much. Anyway, this means the Sound 4 really could have beaten Kakashi in that scene, because again, it's 4 almost Kakashis versus Kakashi.
Well, but also, this also works for the Konoha crush when guys like, oh, let's not be too hasty. It's not the Konoha Shinobi way to go after the villains.
Yeah. Yeah, so in this case, it's also like, it's 4 Kakashis and 2 Kakashi guys. There's also Kabuto right there, and Baki, you know.
I think that's also a really easy way to visualize it. Like, they could explain that in the manga with, like, a chibi, so Naruto can understand. It's like fighting 4 Kakashis.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, Kabuto's there. He can be the one to say when guy wants to go after it, you know, Kabuto can mention, like, well, guy, would you be willing to take on 5 Kakashi level fighters? And he's including himself in that case or something. Like, it's easy ways to do it.
Yeah. But now you can't say that to Guy because that's going to make him more hot-blooded there. You can open the 8th gate on the spot. Say what?
That's true. But you get the idea.
Yeah.
Maybe Kakashi can be the one to say it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it can even be a thing to be like, Kakashi can tell Guy, like, hey, you know, like, those are Orochimaru's bodyguards. They're bound to be just as strong as Kabuto, who's on our level or something. There's so many ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But this means the Cell 4 really could have beaten Kakashi in that scene, but Kitamura can be the voice of reason who gives essentially the same excuse Itachi gave Kisame to pull out versus Guy, which is that they're not there to fight an all-out war. If they fight Kakashi, they're going to draw the attention of several other Jonin, which not only means their covert operation fails, but they're just not going to beat several Jonin and will have to flee, which won't make them look good to Sasuke. So it's just not a good idea. Yeah. I'll let you do the next part.
Now, because they fight the Hokage Guard Squad before fighting the Sasuke Retrieval Squad... Okay. Sorry, that didn't make sense in my brain, but now, okay, I understand what you mean. I'm just gonna restart. Now, because they fight the Hokage Guard Squad before fighting the Sasuke Retrieval Squad, my god, that's such a tongue twister. You simply have them be the tired ones, and actually make that a thing that stays relevant to downscale them however much you want to. Okay, so you're not gonna like this. I like the idea that they're exhausted from fighting Sasuke. You're not gonna like that.
Oh, absolutely not. That would be really weird for what we just did with this rewrite.
You're not wrong. Shikamaru is a Chunin anyways. Neji was already at least Chunin level in the Chunin exams based on statements like Sasuke, and only got stronger. Naruto already proved himself to be Chunin level versus Neji and Gaara. Shoji has his pills, and Kiba, whatever you want.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kiba doesn't really have anything.
There's the fact that several of these guys did get stronger, like Neji and Naruto, from an already Chunin level, and they're all going to surpass their limits in their Sound 4 fights, too. So you really just have to have the Sound 4 get tired enough to be low Jonin level or high Chunin level, which is totally reasonable, considering Kakashi was frickin' falling over his feet, laying in bed for a week after fighting a high diff fight against Zabuza. So I think the Sound 4 going from high Jonin to low Jonin / high Chunin because of tiredness / curse mark fatigue is totally reasonable.
Of course, I had to pick the most extreme example of all time.
Hey, example that happens once and never again.
Well, technically, it happens again in Shippuden, the first arc of Shippuden after Kamui.
It's Mangekya, all the different.
Yeah. But yes, I
get the idea.
Another example of Kishimoto, first time do it. Most of this case, it's the fatigue jutsu.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think Neji was much stronger after the Chunin exams, but that's not this rewrite. That's completely other thing.
Well, we don't know. The point is to say that he's just something stronger than what he already was. He was already at least Chunin level.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever
obviously, I
strong.
agree. Neji got stronger from there. The question is how much stronger? I don't think it's by much, but it could have been.
But either way, it's like you're already getting to, okay, he's at least high tuning level. So just have the sound, and then he's going to get stronger in the fight because he's surpassing his limits. So yeah, there you go. You just need the sound for it to either be high tuning or low tuning, whichever you want.
Yeah. So there you go.
And obviously, like I said, Choji has his pills. Doesn't matter where you start. These guys pills. 100 times stronger than before.
Literally. He could be Hokage level for all we care.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like Jirobo could just be Sani level. It doesn't matter.
You could just be the strongest of the Sound Four. Who cares?
You know, honestly, we don't put that in tier list. Just put Red Pill Choji like over Orochimaru. Just, I mean, it's like, well, would you say Orochimaru is 100 times stronger than Choji?
I hope you liked if you saw the power scaling abridged ideas we have for the video. The statement of, oh, you like keep everything that's in you or whatever, and so Choji has a permanent red pill buff.
I mean, she does use the butterfly mode later on.
No wonder Kishimoto wrote about a Shippuden.
All right. Well, that obviously took way longer than expected, per usual.
Then again, look at how much it was.
I know. It was supposed to be the quick one.
Okay.